something much going on.
Okay, let's just jump right
Thank you all.
in. Over the past week, and now we're on day 5 now, how do you feel Columbus police and the officers have handled this situation?
Given the extreme circumstances that the city is facing with a very committed group of individuals, the city and the police officers have made every effort to restore order, keep peace, and make ourselves open to hearing what the needs are of our community and what the expectations are of the people who feel they have not had the same experience in the city as others.
We know the situation is still fluid, it's still going on now, but so far you feel the department has acted appropriately in all circumstances?
Again, we're dealing with human beings, and every officer is dealing in good faith with good intentions. There's no malicious intent. Mistakes can be made, but that's why we train, that's why we discipline, that's why we hold people accountable. And we'll do that, and we'll continue to do it. We've always done that. But we have shown time and time again that these officers will go out into harm's way and stand there and protect the city and protect people to the best of their ability.
What do you have to say to people who may see a video, only one angle, so on and so forth, where they feel that the police were too aggressive, or maybe the use of force was too aggressive?
Sure, that's a very fair question. I've even had my daughter call me up and say, "Hey, Dad, you thought about doing this?" Everybody wants to say there's something should be done differently. I get that, and I understand it. I respect that. However, when you see videos, most people don't have all the context. Even people that are in the field, live in it, don't have all the information. We have to make ethical decisions in fast evolving situations without full information. And so sometimes, as I was speaking earlier, you either have to react to something or you have to anticipate and act. If you anticipate and act, sometimes you get it wrong. If you react, sometimes somebody gets hurt because you waited too long. So the anticipation is what we have to do. Sometimes we have to preemptively take an action, and in hindsight, it might not have been the best action, but it was done with the intent to protect the public.
And what do you have to say to Stonewall Columbus calling for you to step down?
I understand their frustration, and I haven't read the article. I've seen the headline, and again, I've been clear on this from day one. My job here is to take the Mayor's Safety Commission recommendations and the Matrix recommendations and implement change in the Division of Police. And part of that change is being open to hearing criticism or things that hurt or things that we don't agree with, and listening to them and understanding their position. So I'll leave that between them and the mayor, and in the meantime, I'm going to make sure I do everything I can to restore order to the city and make sure everyone's safe.
There was an incident over the weekend in which a congresswoman and a city councilor
Yes.
were affected by, I don't know if they were directly pepper sprayed, but they were affected by it. Is that being looked into?
Well, directly pepper sprayed is something where you take belt mace, like I have on my belt, and aim at somebody, and then there's other fulgurs that we call them. They're a different type of system where you discharge it and create a contaminated environment, and that's what they're exposed to. But keep in mind, officers are out there and exposed to the same thing hundreds of times. I've been exposed over my career hundreds of times to agents. It's irritable, it's irritant, it's uncomfortable, it makes you want to leave the area, but it is just that, just an irritant. And it's unfortunate that anybody who is out here for the good purpose has to endure something like that, whether it's an officer, whether it's a congressperson, whether it's the public just lawfully protesting. But the facts are, there are people here that are going to hurt others, that have hurt others, and are destroying businesses, private businesses, and other landmarks. And we have to put a stop to it. These chemical agents give us an opportunity to do that without the ugliness of putting hands on somebody and trying to, once I put my hands on you and seize you, then you don't have your freedom to leave anymore, and that's a constitutional action. Spraying gas and letting you run away is exactly what we want, because I don't want to stay with you, because then if I have to arrest you, I'm tied up and can't go on to the rest of the areas. So really what we're doing is just trying to deny people areas where they're creating danger to the public.
And the incident that sparked all of this obviously didn't happen here, it happened in another state.
Yeah.
From what you've seen, from what you've learned from this department in that other state, do you agree protesters and how that was handled?
I support and am willing to walk with the protesters because what we saw is something that every police chief across the country has been trying to get a handle on. The fast-paced decision-making that happens in the street by individual officers that maybe have good intentions going in, but things go bad, and they perform in a manner that's either civilly unacceptable or criminally unacceptable. I have met repeatedly through telephone conference with major city chiefs around the country. We speak every week, and I have agreed as part of the Major City Chiefs Association to sign on to a letter that states we completely disagree with the actions of that particular officer, and that they should have been fired and that he should have been criminally charged. We support the actions of the chief in Minneapolis, and I'm willing to sign that letter, and I've already put out in a tweet that you can see that an earlier letter that I already unquestionably stood behind.
And real quick, you already touched on this, but you said you would participate in some sort of demonstration you felt appropriate.
I said I would walk with the protesters. I want to make sure they have safe passage. I want them to have their voices heard. As the chief, I want to hear what they have to say. I want to fix problems. That's what I'm here for. My goal is already to create change. I need their information to do it. We have to get the bad actors out so we can hear the good people of the city of Columbus that just need change.
And one last question, what is your message to the community in its entirety right now? A lot of very tense emotions out there right now.
It is, and I have been 24 hours a day I've been here running this, and I regret not being able to speak to the media more often, more frequently, and keep those chains or those lines of communication open. But I've been trying to keep things moving and getting things in progress here. The message is we're going to get through this. The community has always supported their police. Whether they agree or disagree with them, they've always supported us. We've always supported them, and we're going to get through this. We're going to bring the city back to a vibrant city. Once we get past this and get past COVID, we're going to work together to get this done. And they have a commitment from all 2,300 employees of the Division of Police that will happen.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.